Hello my amigos, welcome back to this Bloons variety channel, where we live, breathe, sleep, and eat everything Bloons. And today's Bloons video pick is more oversaturated mods, kappa, although it is kind of true. But since Tyler wanted to record this, I might as well do the same and upload it, right guys, and provide some original and insightful commentary of this newly created 5th tier boat mod while I'm at it. Again, probably going to be the last one for a while unless JamByte decides to design a couple more, but I don't know. Seems like modding development has slowed down in the past couple of months as a whole, so we're going to have to look at a couple of other outlets in the near future. Anyways, what does the 5th tier boat have in store? You'll see in a bit. For now, Tyler and I have to get up some mad farm income first, because these final upgrades are quite costly to say the least, and again, in case you aren't aware, it's required to play on classic assault mode for these games, otherwise the game will pull out some black magic and block you from unlocking 5th tiers. Thankfully no big deal though, thanks to the super low cost of these boats and the special farmer addition to this mod, we can both afford a bank by round 8 and then another factory by round 14, basically unheard of in any legitimate competitive match. You'd likely be hard-pressed to even afford a bank by 14 if your enemy is playing aggressive. While we're on the topic of banks and cash money, I know this is not the right type of video to talk about it, but YOLO. There's not much else to discuss in this mod until the upgrades appear, so how about we talk about this new farm strategy that's apparently pretty decent, at least in certain situations. If you watched my video about why the monkey bank is a better investment than Bitcoin, link is in the top right corner if you press the information icon in case you missed it. That video I mentioned how a lot of people tend to sell their plantations for the bank instead of the factory nowadays, simply because the extra eco nets you more money in the long run. And then after the bank everything else is the same. You cash out the bank after the money accumulates for a few rounds, and you use that money to get a second factory. Well, according to a Reddit post, it may actually be beneficial to use that cashed out bank to get a second bank as well, as long as you're able to afford the banks really early, like say round 13/14 for your first bank. That's the only condition where it may be better to get a second bank though, and even then it's only a marginal difference that is probably not worth it in my opinion, unless you're really good at bank money management. Anyways, I just wanted to share that random thought. Perhaps you arena players will find it of some use later down the line, or perhaps you won't be caught off guard the next time someone tries that out in your match. Either way, let's hop back onto this game. We're on the right side. You got me showboating that epic 5th tier right side upgrade, no pun intended, while on the left side Tyler's got the left-sided upgrade, which basically replaces the mini dart shooting planes with grape shooting mini Apache dart ships. Pretty cool, although it doesn't look super broken like I expected it to be. Maybe the real JamByte got kidnapped during the making of these mods, or at least during the making of that specific upgrade. Cause I don't know about you, but the right side upgrade we have over here looks pretty OP, at least compared to its price point, which is only $20,000, but certainly gives popping power worth well over that amount, inflation taken into account. The upgrade's called Plasma Boat, but here on this channel we don't play by the rules, so I'm calling it the Technological Buccaneer instead because it's a cooler name. Fight me if you think you got something better than that. I mean, it really is just a technological terror on water, but even stronger, with more green bolts that come out in 2 different directions, both being a complete 180 from each other, so it's pretty good when shit starts to accumulate all over the map. I know a couple of my young viewers like to complain about my sometimes vulgar language, but luckily YouTube won't demonetize me for throwing a couple of swears here and there, so I'll continue to keep it T for teen instead of E for everyone. Anyways, just as I'm talking about how awesome the Technological Buccaneers are, I end up dying. Quite ironic, you might be thinking. To be fair though, I still had a couple $100 sitting at my disposal, so I could have easily filled that swamp area up with 20 more of those 5th tier towers, but I didn't think about getting them up until it was too late. Cause as you know, my toaster is physically incapable of dealing with a lot of balloons at once. At a certain point the game will quote-unquote freeze up, and I won't be able to buy, sell, boost or click a single thing at all. So rip me. This last game we've swapped roles, and I'm using the left side tier 5 boat, and interestingly enough Tyler chose a pretty shitty map to showcase this since there's only a tiny puddle of water for our boats to fit. If only we could use one of those inflatable ducky pool agents in BTD 5 and throw them into the lava. Anyways, I'm actually going to end the video here surprisingly. I know guys, we're well short of that time mark I always strive to hit, but I'm not really feeling it today and I don't feel like plastering music over the rest either. I'm sure if I throw another at the speed of light at you guys you'll probably start to bleed from the ears. I'll have you know that speed of light hasn't been seen on this channel in at least 4 months, so you're very welcome for that. So yeah, this game is pretty much going to end the same way as the last. I have the double slow towers, but because I can really only fit 4 boats on this map, and the 5th tier upgrade isn't really that OP, the end result is what you'd expect. Thank you for watching. More Bloons variety to come in the future. Anybody down for more BTDX cause I got some of that on the way too. Have a boaty day.